Gothenburg, Sweden native, and off we go. Fred, early on, we noted that the captain for Michigan on the back end, Nick Blankenberg, out tonight.
So Michigan has to adjust. They have to get deep and embrace the grind, as Coach Pearson says.
A turnover there, and almost attempting to capitalize Mackie Samoskevich. Held in by Cole Krieger, one of the Krieger twins. Played it off the skate that time of Jack Summers. A follow-up shot coming off the stick blade of A.J. Hodges. Bordelot, the leader among all freshmen in the nation a season ago in points. Big Ten Freshman of the Year puts his first shot. Captain for MSU.
Back-end combination right now. Holds with the puck. Owen Power. It's almost 13 feet of defenseman. So you're a Michigan State forward. It's kind of like going through a car wash across the blue line.
Played in back of Portillo. Power comes away with it. And out comes Kent Johnson. Up to Nick Granowitz. Nice elusive move to Berniers, who snaps it wide right. Seattle Kraken draft pick, number 2 overall in 2021. We'll say that quite a few times. Top 5 draft picks on this Michigan roster. There are 4 of them, 5 first-round selections overall. Back comes Johnson to Berniers. A grade A chance. He scores!
.336 in. Owen Power came back and collected the puck. As often happens, Michigan State caught in a line change. It's transferred. And Johnson has Berniers in behind the changing D, and Matty Berniers.
Hughes once again at the point, able to hold the line. Nothing Matty Berniers wants more than a victory over Michigan State on his birthday. And he's got the Wolverines off to quite the start here.
Andrew Brueggemann wear the orange armbands, Justin Cornell and Big Sam Schakowsky.
Good for about 26%. Thomas Bordelot shorthanded into the Spartan end, played it across, and a chance there. This Wolverine team, as Owen Power jumped up. Adler re-enters the zone as Middendorf. Gucciardi having stripped off his stick. Another shorthanded break this time. It's Berniers looking for his second. And a blocker save made by Charleston.
Ojo
some
or
extra
something.
Juice.
Absolutely.
Ash Nienhaus now has to get back here as he has Berniers flying at him. Leaves it off for Kent Johnson, who wakes him. Fed it back to Berniers in front. Poked away by Charleston.
Yeah, you want to find that seam and get it to the weak side, but Michael Pastajoff, he was just lying in wait, wasn't he?
He was. Now 2 minutes remaining on this Spartan man advantage. A blast on a one-timer that time from Jesse Tucker. Meanwhile, we'll see if the Spartans can set up here. Jeremy Davidson, a one-timer off the feed that time from his captain, Dennis Sasana. And floats down. And Michigan is back to even strength. Picked off by Duke. Bordelot fresh off the bench. Couldn't quite get a clean shot off. We do have a penalty coming up to the Spartans. Luke Hughes, Bordelot, Samoskevich below the goal line. He tried to feed it to the slot, and that puck went off the post. As Samoskevich was headed to the slot, extra attacker on for the Wolverines. Luke Hughes, Spartans in danger. Thomas Bordelot fires, that spills out. And another Spartan will be headed to the box. His brother Cole, where's number 8, also a defenseman for the Spartans. Here's Kent Johnson with space moving in. Fired a shot off a body in front. Berniers, a blast! He has
2. Spot. Matty Berniers this season has served as the net front presence. He moves off to the flank as the one-time threat, and we can see the video evidence of what kind of a threat he is.
Eluding Jagger, Joshua drops it off for Matty Berniers. The star of the show tonight. Berniers drops it off. Summers fired wide. On a pass from Power, however, that's blocked by Davidson. Productive shift here for the Wolverines. Power went to the net. Boy, he's been fun to watch today. 6 grade A chances for U of M in this one. None for the Spartans. There's another easy save for Portillo.
He'll be a Blue Jacket for a long time if that's what the organization so chooses.
Well, you told me earlier this week, if you're open, Kent Johnson will find you. Meanwhile, the Spartans looking to find a chance. That one skipped off the stick. Well, Jesse Tucker will snap it over to Nienhuis. His shot off a stick in front. Some good traffic there for the Wolverines. Out comes Jack Summers up to Luke Morgan. Has an ample amount of speed. Entered 1-on-4, however. Has to dish it around. A couple of fresh Wolverines off the bench. We have a penalty coming up.
Pass to Joff, driving the net. And
potential tip in front there with Pastajov sitting on the doorstep.
he's looking for the Matty Natty Hattie.
There we go. Lamberts, he caught the post. Michigan power play looking at 30% on the early season, 8 games in. Kent Johnson to Bernier, and that's on Pierce Charleston able to slide over. It off to Thomas Bordelot. Half a minute to go on this power play. Griffin Lochran in the box for slashing. Luke Hughes. Blast wires high. February after undergoing shoulder surgery. They're happy to have him back. Meanwhile, trying to jam it past Charleston there was Nick Granowitz, a guy who Mel Pearson told us most of his work comes about 5 feet away from the net, right in those areas. He enrolled in Michigan late August of 2020 and hasn't looked back since. Adam Gitzer spun it across. A shot here off the stick blade of David Gucciardi. Half a minute to go now in period 1. It's been a fun opening frame here at Yost. Spartans hoping to close it on a high note. Loading up is Krieger. He scores! Brett closed on a high note.
And a big goal in the final minute. And this line that came out with Mitchell Matson, Adam Goodser, and Jesse Tucker, with Krieger and Gucciardi on the back end, and it was the best zone time.
One more offensive zone face-off here. Able to win it, potentially one more chance. Here's Jesse Tucker. Wires the puck toward the net. That'll do it for the first 20 minutes of action.
Oh, not quite. It's Luke Morgan.
Yeah,
and Luke Morgan and Dennis Sasana say. And Michigan won the special teams battle, killing that 5-minute major, scoring a goal with 2 Spartans in the box. But hey, give the Spartans credit. We talked about what could they do in the final 5 minutes. Well, they waited till the final minute, and what a barrage they.
Joshua and Christoph Patch forwards to his left and his right. They tried to spring Kent Johnson there. Now the puck is on his stick. Took a hit from Dennis Sasana, the Michigan State captain, as he got that shot off.
Goalie of the month. So Montreal Canadiens draft pick off to a flying start to his college career.
Johnny Beecher to this net. Boston Bruins draft pick. The other way, Michigan State looking to counterattack. Middendorf with that power game of his. Oh, a grade A chance there, but they couldn't quite settle it down. Tanner Kelly had a lot of open net to look at.
Wrong wing. Eric Middendorf, he's got some power to his game. Both Wolverines go to the puck carrier. Nobody picks up Tanner Kelly. And he puts it off the side of the net, and his play continues by the Spartans. They're just getting it deep, and then it's time to win some one-on-one puck battles.
Gucciardi flying into the Michigan ends.
He's got a history of winning, as David Cole.
Watching Krieger stepping in the attacking zone. A bad feed from Pap onto Davidson. Couldn't quite settle it down.
In this second period, 6 turnovers already, and there's number 7.
Spartans look to take advantage of it. Mitchell Matson watches his shot get gobbled up.
Once they play one game in it, they know all about it. For the freshmen who hadn't played yet, they just had to watch the football game last week.
That's what Dan Cole told us, said his team was out of town, which they were in Columbus. Bordelot tapped it off his stick. Wolverines aren't quite done yet. Luke Hughes. Michigan State goalie tonight. Drew DeRitter made both starts against Ohio State last weekend. Here's Kent Johnson with some open ice. Fires and a run off the post. Owen Power to Johnson. Another shot and a shoulder save made by Pierce Charlson.
Kent Johnson, he's got a laser off the pipe. Michigan State really effective on their dump and chase game in this second period. 75% of their zone entries.
Brisson, and an opportunity, he scores!
Possession off the face-off. Spartans get caught leaving the zone. And Brendan Brisson shows the patience that went over the boards, over the glass, and that meant that Dan Cole couldn't change. And so he had the Madsen line out against the Wolverines, one of their top units.
Samoskevich fired a shot trying to keep the momentum going.
Portal player. The rest had started in college, then gone back to junior. The more traditional way to transfer.
Adler tied up in the corner. He had a goal in each of the two games last weekend against Ohio State. Middendorf feeds Niedhaus. Adler gets the puck back as the children of Yost make themselves heard. Puck spills out. Portillo couldn't quite control that rebound. Michigan State hoping to piece together a productive shift. He took an odd bounce there past Portillo.
Luke Morgan making the student part of the equation count.
And he's a grad student with a degree in health and fitness already. Here's a chance, they score! Luke Hughes able to capitalize, and the Wolverines are up 4-1.
Once again, it all starts with face-off possession. Then he walks around the Michigan State player. It's not what Luke sees, it's what his stick sees.
The Wolverines have a 3-goal edge.
He started his college career with points in the first 6 games.
60 seconds remaining in period 2. Jacob Truscott over to Kent Johnson. Now Truscott loads up. Charleston saw that one all the way.
Team, it's a simple case of let's win the third, and you know they win it by a couple of goals. They got a chance to make it a game at the end.
Looking for him. Johnson watched by Niedhaus. Luke Hughes jumps down, swung it towards the slot. Beniers was looking for the Hattie. One last gasp here for the Spartans. Dennis Sasana feeds it to Tucker. Nobody home on the far wall, and that'll do it for 2 periods of action.
24, those 2 wins both coming in overtime. So, tall task.
Meanwhile, over at the Michigan State bench and behind the play, we have a tussle now. Steve Holtz, who again entered the lineup tonight in place of Nick Blankenberg. Being locked up there with Griffin Locker, and no surprise, he's in the midst of that pile.
Well, Stephen Holtz, his first career game.
Kent Johnson takes the buck. He told us the other day what he learned about last year is that game resets the second time around. As he takes a shot there, Portillo makes a save, and David Gacciardi is down on the ice. Will re-enter the Michigan zone. Nicholas Mueller on the ice in front. His fellow number 19 on the opposite side, Johnny Beecher, came in to sweep the puck free. Fresh off the bench, a shot taken there. A.J. Hodges, a follow-up attempt. It's loose, and the Spartans tap it home. Mitchell Madsen cleaning up. And it's a 4-2 game with still an ample amount of time left here, Fred.
Worst enemy on this goal. They had a great chance to get the puck out. They couldn't. And then it's scramble time around Eric Portillo. See, there was a play off the boards, and one of the Michigan players just tried to angle his. Well, like most coaches, I don't think Danton Cole likes to label his lines.
Yep.
Just give me 4 that can play, 4 that could score. And one of the 4 that's scoring tonight is Mitchell Matson's combination with Adam Goodser and the freshman out of...
To our excellent producer tonight, Jim Ressler. Portillo makes the save. In that last goal, he couldn't quite claim the rebound, and that's how the Spartans scored. Gorgeous move around the net, dropped it back to Matty Beniers. Power calling for it, snaps it on goal. Granowitz was in front.
Power had a good chance.
Bill Pearson said all his work takes place about 5 feet away from the cage, and that's where we want him. Luke Hughes, who scored his 3rd goal of the season. Kent Johnson, the wizard as you like to call him. On the back check, Nienhuis is able to strip it free. Once again, though, Granowitz fed it over, and Charleston able to cover up here after a hectic back-and-forth sequence. Port Moody, BC native who grew up a Vancouver Canucks fan. Meanwhile, a chance for the Spartans. A save made by Portillo on Josh Nodler.
And that meant Strauss-Mann, he had another year left. And he wound up going to Sweden. So the Swedish goalie could play more.
Sassana, he shot off a body, a follow-up attempt from Nienhuis. And there's Portillo making the glove save.
So I would think we're going to see number 1 DeMore to Ritter.
Krieger, a slap shot from the slot. He had a goal earlier at the tail end of the first period. They've only led for a little over 8 minutes. And they've been trailing over the last several games of this rivalry. Michigan has won 4 of the past 5. Now we get a whistle here and a penalty coming up.
Runs into, the knee pops out. Luke Hughes will work his wonderful puck skills from the back end.
There is Luke Hughes. Michigan 1 for 6 on the power play tonight. Samoskevich scores!
Wolverines, this time Thomas Bordelot. There's Dylan Duke in that front. And the one thing about Mackie Samoskevich, the puck is off his stick in a blur. He has got one of the quickest releases.
Top 5 draft pick, but taken 24th overall. 24.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
Yeah,
he's a heck of a player, Mackie Samoskevich, as you just saw. And just a freshman, and getting with that freshman consistency as Nolan Moyle wants a piece of somebody at the bench. And I'm not sure if he's talking to his own player. It's Jagger Joshua. Gets his glove goes.
Jesse Tucker. Middendorf fed it up the slot. Tanner Kelly was there. Gucciardi at the point. Josh Nodler. Christoph Papp. Over to Jeremy Davidson. Michigan State gets a clean entry. Now they'll look to get set up. Kent Johnson had other ideas. Over to Matty Beniers. In over the line with Owen Power. Beniers fires. Rebound spilled out. Gucciardi went down on a hit that time. Truscott, and now a chance for Dylan Duke as he went sweeping through, and the net is off. It's Morris. Meanwhile, more bodies going down in the corner. An interference call coming up here.
Thomas says, I'll take my strong side, I guess. I can win it on the right side. I'll take my strong side this time.
Either way works. Samoskevich scored the power play goal the last time the Wolverines had a man advantage. Michigan 2 of 7. Tonight, looks like we have another call coming up here.
9:06. We know how fractious these teams have become, and we've got another game to play tomorrow.
Tanner Kelly, as the ice opens up a bit here in the 4-on-4. Wolverine trying to take advantage of it. Luke Hughes has a goal tonight. Hughes to the net, which comes off.
Puck crossed the goal line, but the net had been dislodged. You think he's just gliding, but he's pulling away from Nicholas Mueller. I mean, He accelerated, starting at his own blue line. By the time they got to the Spartans' blue line, he was gone and past them, creating a 2-on-1. And they got...
After reviewing the play, the call on the ice is overturned. We have a good goal.
So make it 6-2 Wolverines.
Michigan even strength goal, the second goal of the game, fourth goal of the season.
Beecher on to Power, putting a defenseman himself, fires. Covering up there is Charleston. One of the top Wolverines in the shot blocking category. More good traffic in front of the net, and it springs Kent Johnson. Here comes the Wizard, a backhander. Rides over top, here's Charleston. Jeremy Davidson in with A.J. Hodges. He fires. That sizzled wide. He and Kent Johnson couldn't quite connect. Wolverines up 4 goals, a little over 6 to play in period 3. The latest coming from Luke Hughes. After season-ending shoulder surgery in February last season, so just adding on to the talent on this roster as Portillo makes the save. Springing ahead here, another chance, Michael Pastajov. Showcasing some neat stick handling, then he sends a shot towards the net.
Those are the guys that are going to have to do it that way on a consistent basis.
Michigan had a very physical practice on Monday, working on those battles. Here's Sam Oskevich looking for his second goal tonight.
And as our statistician extraordinaire Dave Ellis pointed out, all 8 goals in this game scored by NHL draft picks.
That's pretty scary. Dave Ellis, fantastic as usual, and there is Beecher, another NHL draft pick. You called him the forgotten first-round selection, making his return tonight, and he makes it 7-2.
Beecher, Johnson, Granowitz, and Johnny Beecher found himself all alone in the slot. And look who's dishing the magic.
Under 10 seconds to go. One more blast from Holtz. Nonetheless, the Wolverines make it 5 out of the last 6 against their rivals from East Lansing with a 7-2 dominant victory over the Spartans on a Friday night in front of a sold-out crowd.